Hello and welcome to the inaugural edition of On the Mat with James Brake. I'm Vince Brown of ISF, Missouri. Next to me is James Brake, the head coach of wrestling here at Cape Girardeau Central High School. And Coach, welcome to the inaugural edition of On the Mat.
Thanks for having me.
Last year this club got to the districts, not able to pull the trigger, taking second place at the tournament, but you were able to send a few wrestlers, including your returning senior Craig Grubner, to Mizzou Arena for the state tournament. That would be a great season for you, even individually.
Yes, sir. The team actually went 10-2 in our dual meets that year, and we finished strong at district, sending 4 wrestlers to the state tournament. We had 2 all-staters. Zach Wilson graduated, but we've got Craig Grosvenor, who was 3rd place returning, Desmond Howard, the returner, and Raymond Woldbeck, all seniors, and they're going to lead the team this year.
Looking back at last year, what were some of your toughest dual meets, and how did they prepare this club for going into the district tournament?
Our toughest dual meet was probably Farmington last year. They're always a really experienced club. Those kids know how to battle, know how to fight. They're a district opponent as well. So we went to that dual meet, wrestled them, and then we were able to learn some lessons, get some experience from that, and then we were ready for them at the district tournament. We also had a tough one against Carbondale, kind of at the beginning of the year, but we actually battled pretty tough right here at home, and that kind of set the pace for the rest of our seasons. Our kids recognize that if we're going to win, we got to battle.
Is it always a good thing for coaches like you to schedule out-of-state competition so that the kids can see what it takes to get to that level and get to the state tournament?
Well, in-state, out-of-state, what we try to do is just schedule as much tough competitions as we possibly can. We want to see the best. We want to beat the best. That's the earmark, and that's what we're going to have to beat to win the state championship. That's our goal. So we do like to travel. We do like to see other sides of the state, kids that we don't normally see here in southeast Missouri, so that we can kind of get a feel for what their style is. Also, there's officials that we don't normally get to see from the Kansas City area or wherever it may be, and we might see them at the state tournament, so we like to get a feel for how they interpret rules, how they call stalling, and stuff like that.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at this year's team and a look at the upcoming Tiger Wrestling Classic that'll be a part of this year's broadcast. Stay tuned. You're watching On the Mat with James Brake here on ISF, Missouri. And we welcome you back here to On the Mat with James Brake here on ISF, Missouri. Vince Brown alongside Cape Girardeau Central High School wrestling coach James Brake. And as we take a look at this year's team, we do bring back the 3 guys that made it all the way to Mizzou Arena. We start, of course, with the linchpin, Craig Grubner, 3rd place to stay at all-stater. This kid definitely exemplifies what it means to wear the orange and black.
Absolutely. Craig has always been a really hard worker. You got to couple that, though, with his willingness to learn and how coachable he is. He will take advice, he follows game plan, he goes out there, he battles tough. When you can put it all together, you're going to have that kind of success, and Trey does exemplify that, no doubt about it.
Would you say he's arguably one of the best wrestlers here in the southeast Missouri area, over 200 pounds?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. He is one of the most successful wrestlers in southeast Missouri. 200 pounds, 100 pounds, it doesn't matter. He's one of the best the area has to offer. And that's just directly related to his hard work.
Moving down into the more middleweights, Ray Woldbeck comes back for his senior season. And here's a kid that I see coming from the football ranks, arguably one of the toughest wingbacks I've seen yet in this area. How does he bring that over now onto the mat?
Ray just brings toughness to the mat. He's an in-your-face kind of kid. He's going to go out there. He's not interested in feeling you out. He's just going to go out there, bang heads, fight it out, scrap it out. He's going to give you a tough match no matter what.
Desmond Howard rounds out this senior trio, and here's a kid. If you look at him too hard, he may sneak one in on you. And he's kind of one of those kids where if you look at the 14 bout roster, you can't exactly put a W against him because he can take you down.
Yeah, Desmond he doesn't have as much experience as Ray and Grosvenor. He didn't come up through the Little League ranks, but what he lacks in experience, he makes up for in athleticism and kind of raw talent. You combine that with his unbelievable work ethic, and he's made very quick strides in the success that he's had.
One person that I'm surprised is actually on this year's team, but I'm not surprised because considering the pedigree that he brings, is Chris Bird, the junior two-way lineman. His father, William Bird Jr., former football player, all-time leading running back as far as yards is concerned. How does Chris handle being a legacy of a former Tiger now coming into his first season on the mat?
You know, on the wrestling mat, Chris doesn't really have to, I guess, compete with that image of his father, which is a different sport. It's not football. One thing I like about Chris, though, is that he is trying to release the beast within. He wants to do this sport to get tougher. He wants to get his wrestling experience to help him out on the football field, and he's going to help out our team as well. So we're really excited about having him around.
Finally, let's look at the upcoming Tiger Wrestling Classic. This is the highlight of the year for the Orange and Black, and more often than not, it's a springboard for a lot of these kids going into those tougher duels in January and February. For those that are uninitiated, can you give a sense of how the Tiger Wrestling Classic has become the event to be at here in Southeast Missouri?
Tiger Classic has a long-standing tradition of being one of the toughest tournaments on this side of the state, no doubt about it, for about 35 years now. We've invited, the best talent that we can get to come down here and wrestle in front of the great people, Shake Gerardo. This event is going to bring schools in Class 4, Class 3, Class 2 all together. So a lot of times kids in Class 2 who don't get to see those kids in the Class 4 schools, they are going to get to wrestle those guys, and they're going to get tough matches. Class 4 schools who don't normally get to see the best of Class 2, they're going to get to wrestle those guys. So it's a great tournament because you get to see kids you normally won't see, get to wrestle some tough matches, and it seems like year in and year out we've always got some really exciting finals matches pitting two undefeated wrestlers or two undefeated state champions from the year before, and we get to see some exciting wrestling matches.
December 1st, when it gets started for these guys here up at Hillsboro. We've got the Tiger Wrestling Classic for you December 18th exclusively here on ISN Missouri. You've been watching On the Mat with James Blake. Our guest is James Blake, Cape Central Wrestling Coach. I'm Mitch Brown, and this is ISN Missouri.